us in these flames. The will in our minds will keep them forever. Just believe in the fire between us.
We've had this conversation, and you seem to agree with me. But when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you? Sunshine, I've got you now. When body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind. When body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body, oh, body and body. Don't like that I'm with somebody, oh no, I just want to stay in this melody, oh got sunshine, I've got you now. My body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. I know love now, and you're stuck in my mind. My body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body, oh, body on body. My friends don't like that I'm with somebody, that I'm with somebody, oh no, oh no. I just want to stay in this melody, stay in this melody, oh, oh.
Hey y'all, what's up? Guess y'all can see my fill light back there, huh? How long has the live stream been going on? I don't know. But welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Got a lot of things going on in my world. So the fact that I'm even here, you should be happy. Yeah, so counting down 2 weeks, maybe a little over 2 weeks before the South Florida drone meetup. So it is go time. Trying to figure things out. I've been spending a lot of time. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I had pasta for dinner. So anyway, but I've got a lot of things going on with every year before the South Florida drone meetup. I reevaluate my brand. I reevaluate, am I even relevant anymore? I look at the types of people that are watching my video, because I get analytics on the videos that I have on my channel. What demographic people usually are that look at my channel. Do any females watch my channel? Which has always been a big thing. This community attracts kind of middle-aged men. So that is generally my middle-aged and over men, a lot retired actually. But so whenever you know who your audience is, it's a good thing to kind of continue to adjust and tweak how you do things and who's even watching the things that you're doing. So I have a couple channels. This channel that you're watching right now has been my main focus for a long time. Um, I have and I don't know if it's still the case, but back in the day, all you needed to do was sign up for a Gmail account and you got a YouTube channel with it, which is weird. But since I have a personal email address, I have a personal YouTube channel that I generally use for clients whenever I'm, well, not clients, but usually personal things. Like if I do a video for church or I do a video for people that I actually know, then I will use my personal account to kind of put unlisted videos on there and stuff like that. And like a lot of my, like for church example, for example, my church, my old church that I used to go to, I would run, I would be the videographer for camp. So there is probably 6 or 7 years worth of videos from those camps. And I put them unlisted so that I can put them on the website for the church. And it's always fun to go back in time and see, especially kids that were in your life that are now adults. It's always fun to go back and see, wow, I knew that. I knew them like when they were in middle school, you know, those types of things. But I'm starting to reevaluate what I'm doing. And you can see I'm wearing a Sean Hyde Studio shirt today. I was, I went out to eat with some friends a couple weeks ago. And there was one of the mothers, she's like a real estate mogul. And she's very good with her words. She's very uplifting. She's very empowering with her words. She doesn't cut people down. She listens to you even though she doesn't understand what you're saying. Like she's a very sweet lady. And she just started asking me questions about things that I do and what talents I have. And different people around the table were saying different things that they liked about me, it was hard not to get emotional with some of the things that people said. They mentioned that I could sing. One guy mentioned that I like my drone shots are awesome. And then another guy was like, yeah, he's really good at taking video. And then someone else like that I've designed t-shirts for years. They're like, well, he's really good at design. And so I started thinking, because YouTube kind of gets you in a rut. If you put out a video that you spent some good time on that you thought was great, and you get like 30 people watched it, when you have videos that over 3 million people have watched, it gets kind of depressing sometimes. Like, what the heck am I doing wrong now? And they're like, the mentality of keep going, like trying to keep going with that kind of traction. It's like, you know, have I been burned out myself, or have people just stopped looking at me? I have a friend that does videos. This is completely unrelated, but I've got a friend that during COVID, he's an actor out in California, and he's put together these videos on TikTok. And he's got them on other platforms as well, but TikTok is where what really launched him. And they're these little improv videos where he does all the characters. He does the men, the women, he's like a waiter, and it's Bistro Huddy, if any of you guys are familiar with it. But it's something that has just blown up. And I used to watch everyone because I was really supportive of him. But after a while, like the content kind of got stale for me, just because I was just like, he's funny, but you get like whenever something's new and fresh, you get you get excited about it. But if there's like a pattern that plays over and over and over, you get kind of bored with it. That's why I think like my live streams are doing better than they used to, just because whatever I talk about each week is completely fresh on my mind. But if I put up a drone video that looks just like a drone video I did 3 years ago, like, to me, that's not like super fresh content. And those of you that watch my channel, you might be watching the video to support me, but it's not like I'm putting out fresh content when it comes to drone videos. I might, like a video in Florida, I never go to Florida except for like a couple, last year, twice a year. This year, like I'm probably going to be there once. So I'm planning my trip in such a way that I can actually get some really cool content while I'm down there. And I don't want to spend a lot of money on travel. I would rather spend that money on gear. And I can show you guys new gear, but I don't want to spend all my time buying new gear just so I can show it to you and then put it up on a shelf. So I'm trying to reevaluate what I do. So I'm planning on keeping the Foxhorn brand, and I'm also planning on keeping the Shawnide Studios brand. I am just trying to figure out how I want to split those up. My friend Ben Claremont, he started his YouTube channel on 360 cameras. Life in 360 was his channel. And then since 360 cameras has kind of dried up a little bit, he doesn't have enough content to do a good YouTube channel anymore. And he was one of the top 360 YouTubers out there. Now he teaches you how to be a YouTuber. But so with the conversation I had with that lady, I think with the two channels, I am going to put drones on one of the channels and then start putting other content on the other channel. And I haven't figured out what that is yet. I used to only put all of my eggs in one basket because I was monetized on one channel. And there was a time when I was monetized on both channels. But then the whole debacle with, I don't even remember his name anymore, but he put a dead person on YouTube, and all of a sudden they got really strict on what you could put on YouTube. And I got demonetized on my other channel because I didn't have enough views or watch hours or something like that. But both channels have over 1,000 subscribers. So all I need to do is build up watch hours. So I'm planning on putting an archive of Shawnide Studios, like take all of the channel, all of the Sean Foxhorn. I'm planning on taking most of the videos off of this channel that you're watching right now, most of the old channels, and just most of the old videos, and then put those on my my Shawnide Studios channel. A lot of them already have the Shawnide Studios logo in the front of them. And so this channel will not have as many videos as it used to. But hopefully with the subscriber base that I have, and all of the content being very similar, being drone related, I'll be able to sustain this channel a little bit more. And then Shawnide Studios, I'm thinking about just kind of starting it fresh, with any videos coming, like any new videos on that channel. Sean Foxhorn and Shawnide Studios, they'll be very similar. But anyway, that's what I'm planning on doing. But So yeah. So I'm going to go through roll call and see who else here tonight. And yeah, we'll get the show on the road. So Shawnide Studios, or I mean Steven Drones. Wow. Let me get some coffee real quick. I'll take a hit. So Steven Drones was here first. It was just me and him for a while. He needs a Sean Foxhorn sticker for his bag. Chuck's in the house. What's up, Chuck? Hope you're having a good night. From Cove Action. I like how you capitalized action in your name. That I always had the hardest time with your channel's name because you took vacations all the time, and so I thought it was co-vacation for a long time. So who else we got? Bob Casey's in the house. What's up, Bob? Hope you're having a good night. Who else we got? East Coast Thrills is in the house. What's up? Hopefully I'll get to see you in a couple weeks, Dusty. Who else we got? So Dusty said, my audience is me, whatever makes me happy. And that leads me to the other thing is the reason I do these YouTube channels is so that I can be creative in the areas that I want to be creative. When you've got a creative type mind like I do, sometimes it's really hard to be stimulated. It's really hard to, like I found, like if you did, if you were a producer or you were an actor, you'd spend your whole time. I don't think you'd enjoy movies anymore because you'd be too busy like critiquing. I'm that way right now with design because my day job is in design, and so this YouTube channel kind of tickles all the areas that I don't get to tickle at work. Maybe that sounded weird, but anyway. Who else we got? East Coast says, TJ said you might stay at his place instead of Okeechobee. No. So TJ had offered for me to stay at his house. And I was going to use that as kind of a last resort if I couldn't find a place. But I ended up finding a place. So I'm going to camp out in Okeechobee. So the last year 2 years ago, I spent most of my time with my wife. Last year, I spent time in the hotel, went out to dinner with folks, and hung out. But what I'm planning on doing this year is I'm planning on spending the night, like Friday night, going to the meetup or like the bar, the meet and greet or whatever, planning on going to that and then going back to my campsite. And then Saturday after the South Florida drone meetup, last year I was pretty exhausted and I kind of waited till the end. It's really funny. Like everybody waits till the end until all the giveaways are given away. And then everybody just bolts. And then a couple different groups go out to dinner somewhere. So if I'm invited to dinner, I'll go out to dinner and then go to my campsite. The plan is this year is to have my car completely set up for camping. So all I have to do is drive up to the campsite and plug it in and go to sleep if I want to. Last year there was a little bit of setup, and I got mosquitoes all over me and all that kind of stuff. But I might drive back to the campsite and set my table up and just move all of my footage from the day over to my computer, maybe edit some videos or something like that. But yeah, I think the South Florida drone meetup, like the day of the Saturday, is going to be enough time to just hang out with a lot of different people. Like it's a day event. It really is. And so for me this year, the plan is to go do a couple of different things. Now, since I'll be camping at Okeechobee, my Sunday morning might not be at the beach. My Sunday morning might be at Lake Okeechobee and finding some really cool place to fly over there. So Saturday will be my day at Jensen Beach. So I might hang out at the drone meetup, or I might go to the beach and fly. I don't generally fly on beaches, but and then I also want to go fly the lighthouse. So if I get to South Florida early enough, I might just go fly the beach then or something like that. So anyway, that's a long story to say that very honored that TJ offered that I could stay at his house. But yeah. Yeah, I just want to, I want to camp out a little bit. Captain Joe's in the house. What's up, Captain? Hope you're having a good night. Charles Galuski's in the house. Hello. Hope you're having a good night. Who else we got? I feel like that's everybody that I saw. Tickle. Yeah. So we're supposed to fly FPV Friday afternoon with Johnny. So where, yeah, keep me posted as to when and where that is, and I'll try my best to get there. I need to check in at Okeechobee, so I don't know if I can check in at Okeechobee and then go, and then meet you guys somewhere. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Are they not doing the bar thing? Like I guess I need a schedule. I don't even know what goes on anymore. I need is there like a legitimate schedule somewhere of events, or are these just different people talking to different people? Because last year, like, there were a couple like dinner plans happening, and then like we just made one up at the last minute. Which I got to hang out with TJ, which was awesome. But I kind of like to go where Brad goes. Be rad, but and I like hanging out with Alex as well. And so there's several people that I've kind of gotten to know over the last couple of years that I really enjoy their company. So, and Maddie, is Maddie going this year? I know he was a little frustrated with last year. TJ, I don't know if you know if Maddie's going or not, but yeah, well, let's get to the show. Let's get to what we're talking about tonight. I'm going to adjust my screen real quick. Because I want to talk about this guy. So I'm going to share my screen. I hate that when people do that at work. They say, I'm going to share, let me share my screen while they're sharing their screen. It gets on my nerves, but I realize that I do it too. So Let me put me over there. So we're going to talk about this tonight. This is the AMAX AVATA 3 upgrade carbon drone with 2005 to 2200. Wait, so 25 to 2250 kV motors with refurbished electronics. And half of my audience just dropped just then. So it sounds like this is a great topic for the night. That's okay. So I wanted to talk about this. This is the drone that I got in the mail probably Friday. And we already talked about it a little bit, so I'm not going to go into super detail. I want to show you guys footage and pictures tonight. But it's a built-in refurbished DJI AVATA with the original electronics, minimum to no signs of wear, built in the new upgrade AMAX motors, new upgrade carbon frame, and new props. So the props I got were black. So this is what my drone looked like when I got it. What's up, Jim? Hope you're having a good night. So this is what it looked like when I got it. It had black blades on it. Literally looked just like this. In order to ship it, I had to assemble some of the pieces. So the GoPro mount was not screwed into the top of it. But what was there is there's kind of like a little jock strap, like a battery holder is on there. Oh, Jim, well, you're in Canada, so it's probably different getting to you anyway. Are you on the east side or the west side of Canada? I always forget. I feel like you're on my side. I feel like you're on the east side of Canada, but so mine flew into Canada, and then from Canada it went down to California, and then from California it went over to New York, and then from New York it came down to Nashville. No, it went down to Atlanta and then up to Nashville. So I don't know what the Postal Service was doing. I don't know how much different that Canada Post is. So yeah, you're on the East Coast. So yours might just go. Mine showed up Canada on the California side and then went over to New York. So since you're on the east side of Canada, yours will probably just kind of go over to your side of Canada without coming to the US. But so yeah, so I believe it took exactly 2 weeks to get to me once it was shipped. So they how they get shipping started and then nothing shows up on tracking for a week. So it really took 3 weeks from when I ordered it, but 2 weeks once it started moving. And then I don't know if customs is different. I don't think customs should be any different at all because mine went to Canada first. So I would assume maybe customs is easier to get to Canada. I don't know. But I know there's usually like a couple days where it just kind of sits at the airport waiting for customs to get cleared. So I don't know. So yours shipped last week, so you might get it this week. On your tracking, Jim, did it start moving yet? Or is it still like label created? I'll show you more tracking whenever they get the when they actually receive the package. So anyway, that's exciting, Jim. I'm really excited to see what you think of it. I'll go ahead and send I'll post it in Club Foxhorn, the blades. Actually, I can do that right now. I'll tell you what blades came on it, so you can go ahead and order blades if you want to. I'm not going to do this in front of y'all, but So, yeah, I had no idea what kind of blades to get to put on it until I actually got the drone. And luckily the blades came in a bag that said Jim Fan Hurricanes, and it had the part number on them. So that's what these blades are. So, and I'll show you guys the Amazon. So they're Jim Fan Hurricanes. And the part number is 51466 version 2. Those are the ones that were on the drone, well, that came with the drone that they sent me. So I just bought the exact same blades, but I got this multicolor pack. So it's $22, and now I have 6 sets of blades. So those shouldn't last me for a while. But it did. So I had to go. So the first challenge that I ever had with this drone is, let me put up one of the pictures that I took. Actually, I want to keep that up. I probably should have had this up ahead of time. Where is it? It's in here. Yeah, it's a good shot. All right, so this is the this is a good picture of. Let's do that. So this is mine. This is a picture I took today, so in this, the blades were not attached to the drone. This part was not attached, and the sensor on the bottom of the drone was not attached. So I had to put all that together myself. And the reason they did that is so that the box could be flat. I mean, it's pretty tall once you have all the, oh, and I had to install the feet, like the little landing gear or whatever. But this is what it looks like with the new props on it. I think these are the teal green ones. There was a teal version, and then there was like a, I don't know, like a powder blue version, and they look very similar. Then there's I got some pink blades, and I got some orange blades. I got another set of black, and I got some purple blades. So it's really kind of fun to put those other things on it. I might figure out how to get LEDs on here. I might not. But this jock strap type thing that holds the battery in, that was that came with it. Didn't come with any batteries. It didn't come with this or that. So the first challenge was trying to figure out how to put blades on the drone. I watched several videos because there's 2 questions that I had about putting blades on. This is the first drone that I've ever had to put blades on that didn't have like dots on the motors, and like a dot on the motor that matched the dot on the blade, which all the DJI drones do, Autel drones do, Unique drones do, like any of the manufacturers of drones, any of the companies that manufacture drones for consumers, they kind of do that for you. But with this being a FPV quad, it's one of those things that their audience and who they're probably trying to sell to is just people that do this all the time and already know, like they installed the motors themselves, so of course they know which direction the motor is going to go, all those things. But so anyway, depending on where your motors go, which direction they fly in, or sorry, which direction the motors go in, they either swing in or they swing out. Okay. And it's the same on the front as it is on the back, but they either swing in or they swing out. And then there's, if you'll see right here on the blade, as this blade is spinning in this direction, oh wait, no, as the blade is spinning in this direction, it's actually pulling the drone up. Okay. So the first question I had was, how the heck do I put blades on this drone? And then the other question that I had was, the videos that I watched, they were putting them on the top of their drone. And this AVATA happens to be a pusher drone. So instead of the motors pointing upwards, the motors are pointing down. So it's actually pushing its way up instead of pulling itself up. Okay. So whenever they talked about, okay, this is the top of the blade and this is the bottom of the blade and this is how it goes, like I couldn't find any videos on how to put props on a pusher drone. So, I got everything set up. I went out to fly it and I pushed the throttle forward and it just like didn't move. And I was like, well, crap, all of the blades are on upside down. So then I was like, okay, well, I got to go. All I have to do is turn the blades around and we should be good. And then it pulled itself down again. And I was like, well, crap. So anyway, it took me 3 tries to get the motors in the right direction. Luckily, I had enough knowledge to know that this corner has to match this corner and this corner has to match this corner. If you don't get that right, your drone will just do a flip. And I probably would have broken the blades. And I only had 1 set of blades when I got the drone. So anyway, that was the first issue. Oh, and it was frustrating because I left my socket wrench upstairs. And there's no video on like how tight you need to tighten things. So I got it to where it was just snug. And then I gave it like a little quarter turn. So anyway, you live, you learn. And the other problem was a lot of the videos I watched, they said, well, just see which direction your blades turn in. But since these motors are so powerful, you give it a little bit of throttle and all of a sudden the motor's invisible and you let go and then it stops. So I tried really hard to see which direction the blades were going. I almost got out one of my really good cameras and recorded it in high frame rate, and I was going to slow it down and all that stuff. But anyway, trial and error. This is what my drone's supposed to do. Jim, I don't know if your motors are going to be put on the same way, but I can definitely send you a picture of my setup, and then hopefully that will help you get in the air quicker than it was for me. Sorry, y'all. There was almost tornadoes this last weekend, and so all of Nashville, like all the air is just really screwed up right now. All right, so that's the drone. So something that's really fun whenever you get a used drone. Now I bought this. A lot of the components are brand new on this drone, but it's made with like the AVATA parts of it, the guts. Those are refurbished from probably a crashed AVATA. Okay. But what you do get from the previous owner is you get a GPS unit, you get the camera, you get the brain, and in the brain is internal storage. So what I got with that internal storage is I got some video files from China. Is it China? I feel like it's China. What is it? Let's see. Oh, that doesn't tell me. But I want to show you guys. Let me pull it up. All right. So I'm going to just start. I'm going to kind of talk you guys through this, but I'm going to play the video footage from the previous owner. And I've been trying to see the like I always look for the pilot, and I always look for the shadow of the drone just to see, because I didn't know if this was them testing my drone out after they put it together, or if this was the person that owned it before me. The What's up, TJ? Hope you're having a good night. So I don't know if this is the anyway. I have a feeling this video is of the AVATA before they took it apart and put this upgrade kit on it. But the video footage is from January. And so I ordered mine in March. So I have a feeling they crashed it and sold it for parts and then got turned into my drone. But I want you guys to enjoy this beautiful footage of the previous owner's flights. Now, I don't know if it's going to play or not. Is it playing? I can't tell if it's playing. There we go. All right. So it's going to be kind of hard to see because it's very, let me hide this. There we go. So watching this video, I can already tell why why they crashed it. I can't. This kind of looks like a rainstorm, but I can't tell completely. But it's definitely a foggy night. But it looks like they're flying in high winds next to this. It looks like a Chinese hotel. But it's kind of neat to, and I've done this with tablets and phones and stuff that I've purchased. Like a lot of times they'll just leave video files on there, and I just like to watch the videos from other people. But yeah, I've got this bird's eye view of this town in China. This video is not the best. This video is really bad, and they break a lot of laws. But again, this is a different country, so I don't even know what the laws are over there. Yeah, he's having a hard time just staying up in the air. I feel like he's flying manual, but I'm not sure. He might not be flying manual because I think he took off. But he's really struggling to stay in the air. And the thing I don't like about this is he's trying to stay in the air, and it looks like he's over a road. So this is kind of scary. And in one of the videos coming up, he also does some pretty sketchy things too. I just realized I don't have. Let me see. I don't have any. I need to put my. There. Just realized I didn't have that up. So, yeah, I mean, he doesn't even really. Let's see if we can fast forward a little bit. See, okay, here he comes down a little bit, so we're almost there. But yeah, he's coming down. Super windy. I imagine it's pretty windy. I don't know how tall that hotel was, but um, usually like the wind will go right over the roof. Jim said that guy won't be flying my drone. Yeah, Jim, it'll be interesting to see if if you get some video footage on your drone and we can find the pilot in yours and I'll find the pilot in mine and we'll see if they're the same person. That'd be kind of funny. But this is kind of weird. Like this guy's like, I guess that's a road, but he flies right over this car. And this looks to me like he's flying manual. I'm not sure, but it looks like he's like overcorrecting a lot. Whereas if he was flying automatic, then it would do a lot of these corrections for him. Or it might just be insanely windy. So Jim said he's about 200 feet up in the air. And so that's the pilot right there. But yeah, I'm with you, Jim. I don't think the guy that's flying this knows what he's doing. I think he's pretty fresh. And probably why he crashed his drone and why it became parts to build my drone. But so it's kind of neat though. I love seeing other places. I think I would really enjoy traveling around the world and stuff like that. But this is kind of neat to see, and it's at nighttime. Just a bad video. Kind of makes you sick to watch. Like there, he almost like did a barrel roll right there. So, TJ, this is actually a better flight. There is a crash in here, but he flies right after that. So I don't think I actually got the crash that ended it all. But I think this is very beautiful. Wherever this is, I don't know if this is a lake or a bay near the ocean or what, but I think this is a very beautiful flight. It's still very kind of nauseating, like bouncing back and forth. But wherever he is, I think is beautiful. And you can tell they're like it's a new building and they're building it out. Yeah, Jim, it's pretty foggy, but once he gets near things, it's pretty. And you can see from the markings all over the wall that it's another country. Oh, wait. I didn't even know he did that. Let's go back. All right, we're going to pause it right there. We actually looked in the mirror, so we can see if this is the modded drone or the original AVATA. I went back too far. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. This is kind of fun. He's probably like peeping Tom, but all right. So this is the original AVATA. So this is before it was modified. So that kind of verifies that the next video of him flying through this really cool, I don't know if it's like a Buddha temple or what, but there's a shadow on the ground, and I'm pretty sure that was the original AVATA as well. But they've got these dogs in cages. I think this is kind of weird. They look like there's like 3 cages with like German shepherds in them or something. So I don't know if those are like hunting dogs or what, but they're like, it's kind of sad that they have, I mean, it's a really crazy expensive kennel, but, um, and there's a tree growing right through the middle of one of them, which, so that dog gets to pee on a tree when he wants to. But, anyway, I thought this was really cool. It's got like the concrete lattice with like grass growing in the middle of it. I think that's kind of neat. And I don't know what kind of trees those are, but I think the trees are really cool. They look like poodles to me. Poodle trees. But yeah, it looked like he had a great, it was really easy for him to hover in front of that window, but he's having a hard time like flying straight. Yeah, Jim, this kind of looks like a James Bond like villain complex or whatever, like something I would play in my video game where they've got like guard dogs, attack dogs. They've got this really heavy guarded gate at the beginning. They have this looks like a security thing at the front. And then I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a little garden or something like that, all those rows. But looks like they're building other things. So I don't know what this is going to end up being. I wish I knew where this was so that I could just kind of see what the progress of this place is. But yeah, just a cool video. There's people over here, so we actually get to see. And I think this is cool. Look at this little tower. It looks like a little water tower or a fuel tower or something, like right in the middle of these two sidewalks. So, yeah, I would love to. Yeah, Jim, you mentioned Google Earth. I have it's called Wonder on my VR headset, and it uses Google Earth. All right, there's the pilot again. But it's a lot like Google Earth. Well, it uses Google Earth, and what you do is you kind of travel around the Earth in VR. This is my favorite part of the video that he was attached, because you can see cars, you can see people, and I love that temple that we're about to go fly through, or hotel, or whatever it is. Yeah, East Coast said definitely China. So here he starts doing tricks. So I don't know if he gave it to someone else that knows what they're doing, but this guy is actually doing pretty good. And these are like days apart. So this might be like a company. And when I was looking at this shadow, I can't tell if this is the modded version or not. So this might be someone from AMAX actually like testing the drone that they're about to send me to make sure that everything does what it's supposed to do. But yeah, I think this video is really cool. And then what we're going to do for the rest of the evening is we're going to go through the 2 videos that I've done so far, and give you kind of an idea of what I can do with it. I apparently sold my remote control too, my FPV remote controller too, to my friend down the street when I sold him one of my original AVATAs. So I don't have sticks right now. I've already ordered some off eBay. So hopefully I will get my controller before I leave for South Florida, because I really want to fly this in Florida. This is probably the best FPV drone in high winds that I have. it's also the most dangerous drone that I have to fly around people. So there's that. But the my Axis Flying drone I took last year, it did great in the wind, and so I think this one's going to do even better. Since it has 5-inch blades on it and stronger motors, I'll be able to carry a GoPro. I'm planning on carrying the Ace Pro, which is an 8K action camera. I'm pretty excited about that. So, which I probably should have put red blades on it for that. So maybe I need to buy a set of red blades, just so that it matches my action camera. But these blades are similar to the GoPros, so I might GoPro it out. I don't know. And then this is kind of where I'm hoping this isn't the drone they sent me. I'm hoping this was the original drone, because he crashes this one. I'm pretty sure this is the older drone, because he bounces off of the wall in this video, and he's filming fireworks. And I'm going to zoom. I'm going to get a little farther. The night view is not that great. Oh, and this is stupid. He attaches a sparkler to it. And at first I was like, what is that thing sticking off of it? And then they end up lighting it. And then he takes off with a sparkler. And so he's flying a sparkler around, which is kind of funny. The sparkler is probably not for this view. I don't know. It might be. But, yeah. So let's see where the crashes. I think he crashes before that. I think this might be where he crashes. See, like right there, there's a straw. So maybe they end up sticking the sparkler into the straw or something. There's one of these flights where he like just flies sideways right into a wall. But that looks like he landed. I think it's right here when he slams into the wall. Yeah, it's got the ducks on it right there. Yeah, right here. So, oh, and he almost flies right up into a concrete overhang or whatever. All right, so that is enough of that video. So now I'm going to share the video while we're talking of my first flight. Now, this was Friday. It was right before our tornadoes that we had here. And so it is extremely windy. You can see it's flying like at an angle. So just like that idiot, I'm flying in pretty bad weather too. And if you'll notice in the corners, I know my face is in one of the corners, but if you look over to the left in the corner, you can see the blades. So one of the downsides of flying with the joystick, I forget what it's called. Brad calls it the wanker. And I think I called it wanker in my review video. But so if I was flying with my proper remote controller, I could point the camera up and leave it up so that the blades wouldn't be in the shot and then just fly that way. But here I can't do that with this stick. And to be honest, I haven't flown with this in over a year. So right here, I'm still trying to figure out what the buttons do again. So this flight is actually going to be pretty boring. So let me get ahead to, there we go. That's a little bit better. And I didn't want to get too far away because I was really just testing it. And the only problem I had with this flight is that towards the end, when the battery was dying, I started diving. And I got a little bit of wobble when I was diving. So I don't know if that was the wind. I actually thought that one of my blades was loose, but then when I got it home, the blade wasn't loose. So I think I overextended what that prop or that motor could do, because it was windy. Wind was coming in from the side. I was pushing the drone down as fast as I could, and all that. But I love how powerful the drone is. Yeah, there's the blades in the screen. The other thing that I'm planning on doing is I'm really planning on like putting cameras on top of this drone. So I'm going to use the OcuSync system to fly the drone and get video. But in my opinion, videos with blades in the middle of it is unusable. So I'm going to figure that out. So Jim, I was able to, so it was bound to a different controller when I got it, but it asked me the question, do you want to bind to your controller? And I said yes. And so I was able to unbind it. So I don't think the AVATA, or I don't think the FPV systems are as nitpicky when it comes to a drone that's attached to someone else's account. But I know that I've had that issue with camera drones. But I feel like, because I've bought and sold several FPV drones. But no, it was not attached to anybody else's account. But I wanted to, okay, so here I go. So this is me probably putting it in sport mode, because it's going pretty fast. And I believe I got up to 33 miles an hour, which isn't amazing, but I don't think it's going to go I don't know if that matters, but I don't think it's going to go any faster than the original AVATA. I think it's just going to be more stable is what I feel. And ever since I've been flying the DJI Neo, is very unstable in the wind because of the ducks. So the fact that this one doesn't have any ducks, it has more powerful motors, and it has wide blades. I think it's going to be able to, carry drones, or sorry, carry cameras. Sorry, Jim said something. He said he had that happen on the AVATA from Amazon. So you bought an AVATA on Amazon that someone else had already bound to their account, or you sent one back to Amazon that you didn't detach from your account. So I think that's all I'm going to show of that flight. This is where the wobble happened right there, I think. The other thing is I don't really know how to control it coming in with the with this controller. With the remote control with the sticks, I can fly it without goggles. I mean, I can look at the drone and know how to fly it. But if you see this, I take the goggles off And I don't even know how to hold that stick to keep the drone straight, because it's not intuitive without the goggles on. And so my drone is just spinning. Um, and I don't want to catch this drone at all because, oh, this is me taking pictures and videos of it. So I'm gonna quit that. But this is not a drone I'm going to catch because the blades are exposed and they're very strong blades. I mean, they're not strong blades, but they're very fast moving plastic blades. So I want to land it on the ground. Land's nice. It definitely is taller than the original AVATA, so it lands a little bit weird. But all right, so this is the flight that I did today. And as you can see down in the corner, these are the blue blades. So these are my new Jim Fan Hurricanes blue. That's what I'm wearing right now. Got my Canon R5C that we'll be talking about soon. But yeah, this is me flying. It's still very windy. Those are the trees that fell over during the tornado. That tree that's been leaning over for a couple of years finally fell over, and then that tree fell over. But it's a beautiful day today. Okay, Jim. So I was able to bind it. So I didn't have that issue. So they hopefully they've already gone through all that, the AMAX, using refurbished parts. Or they might have a way to completely reset the drone or something like that. But I love this flight. The only thing I don't like about the flight is the fact that the blades are in the camera sometimes. So with that stick, I realized that I had to fly up towards the sky in order for the camera to point up. But there's probably a way. Jim probably knows how to figure that out. Dusty says I can land my quad. I just have to slow my heart rate down and relax before coming in for a landing. Yeah, that's what I love about the AVATAs is they can hover. So you have a little bit of time to think, but yeah. So this part of the flight right here, I actually fly, I think 1,300 feet away. So I think that's like a third of a mile away. And I just started losing video connection, but had full radio signal. But yeah, the video signal started to suffer. So when you see me turn around, that's kind of when I stop, or that's when I start heading back towards home. That's right then is where the video connection, I got the little yellow bars around it, and then the little arrow pointing up at my HD signal was suffering. And when you're flying FPV, you don't want to lose your visual. But I was able to fly pretty far away from my house. This is the new part of the neighborhood that they're building. So pretty awesome. But what I like about that, for FPV, this is really far. Most people, when you watch them fly FPV, they're flying like in an office park, or they're flying in a parking lot, or they're flying in a field, but you never see them go too far away from their home point because, the signal's not that great. But the DJI signals are crazy good. And what's great about a digital signal is the view that you're seeing right now is the view that I see in my goggles, not the analog kind of old school TV looks. So Jim, I'm flying with my Integra goggles. those are the goggles that I kept, and I believe my goggles 2 are what I gave to my friend down the street. His goggles are the one that, the reason I got Integra is because they added remote ID to them. So his goggles are the same as my goggles, except you have a battery in your pocket, and you don't have remote ID, so you have to plug your phone up to it. So Dusty says he did a roll today and his analog signal went completely static. Does that mean that your screen froze in the middle of your roll? That would scare the crap out of me. Look at that sky, though. That's a beautiful sky. Too bad it's not HDR. There's a trash man picking up the trash. So Jim sold his goggles too to B-Rad. Interesting. I might see those goggles in a couple weeks. So I don't know if you can tell, but this area right here, it was green last week, but now it's brown because this was completely full of water, and I had a little pond outside of my house for a couple days. But it really, yeah. So Jim, it flies really, really great. I'm going to have to compare it to my Axis flying. So, well, I'm not going to get it right now, but my Axis flying is the 3.5 inch version of the AVATA with the upgraded ducts on the outside. I feel like it flies the same. So it still has that buttery, it doesn't fly like a freestyle. It flies more like, still flies like a Cinewhoop, just a more powerful Cinewhoop. And so that's why I'm excited about putting a camera on top to see if it's different. Right here, there's a bunch of killdeer in these rocks. So they start flying away. So I feel like I had disturbed their nest. So I felt kind of bad about that. I love the killdeer. There's a bunch of killdeer in my neighborhood, and I love them. There's that tree I've been fighting for years. A little secret. I cut the bottom of that tree right before the storm to kind of help it out because it's been trying to fall over for a couple of years. So when it fell over, I was super excited in the middle of the night. And then I was even more excited during the daytime when I saw that another tree right down in the same area fell over. So it kind of just looks like the tree fell over and that I didn't have anything to do with it. But pretty soon in the flight, I go up, and whenever I stop flying is when I'm changing it to sport mode just to see what sport mode is like. So I'm pretty sure that's right here. All right, so you see that I stop right there. It's probably going to start spinning around while I take my goggles off and look at the controller to try to find the mode button. So you can see it's kind of freaking out a little bit. But once I start flying again, I've switched to sport mode, and I want you guys to see the difference between sport mode and regular mode. So I've been flying in normal mode this whole time. Jim, I'm not sure. I don't fly with this controller ever. So that's why I'm asking you, Jim. You probably know more. Okay, here's sport mode. So it's flying super smooth, super fast at the same time. So, yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about this. But Jim, I'm sure there probably is a setting. What I was thinking though is, you use the camera to point the drone. So that's why I think that you can't do it with the way that controller's set up, but you might be able to. I just know that when I fly with my controller, that I'm able to just set the pitch of the camera, and I'm able to just use that the whole time. Now the drone's going to go like this, um, but you have a better opportunity of getting those props out. But if I do a GoPro, the GoPro is going to be attached to the drone itself. And so the GoPro will not be on a gimbal, and it won't be moving up and down to compensate. It'll just be static, and the blades will never be in the shot. So that's my plan. So I really kind of want to do, one of my ideas is to do a VR mono with the GoPro minis, just one GoPro mini with the max lens on it. And so I'll have a 180-degree hemisphere looking out of the front of the drone. So that's one of my ideas. And then I'm going to duplicate that in both eyes and do a VR 180 experience out of it. But it'll just be mono. It won't be 3D. And then the other plan is to put the X4 on it, or the X5 whenever that comes out. So Jim said, I wanted to try the Ace Pro before, but lost GPS. Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm going to go back to this. So let's go back to my picture. So this area right here, dang, that's a big picture. But this area right here is where the GPS is on the DJI AVATA 1. And so as long as you don't cover this area up, then it won't, you shouldn't lose any GPS signal. Now these little 3D printed things on the sides, those are your radio antennas. And so this is talking to the satellite, and it probably has your gyro data and all that kind of stuff in it as well. This is kind of where all your sensors are. And then this is usually like when I took apart my first AVATA, this is where this was in the duct itself. So when you take the duct off, there's like this little, it looks like a little flat piece of metal, and it's your antenna. And there's one on this side and there's one on that side, and it's in the ducts. So when they built this system right here and they took the ducts apart, they had to 3D print some antenna holders. So East Coast says, how do you take off without getting stuff in your motors? Do you have a stand or something? So I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm on location. I will have I have like a little helipad that unfolds. I've got a couple of those. So I'll probably just use that if I'm going to put it on, like the South Florida drone meetup, there was sand everywhere. And like I would take off from the picnic table. And here in my backyard, I took off from this table that I built that's about 2 feet tall, maybe 3 feet tall. So that's generally what I do. When I'm on location, like in a parking lot, a lot of times I'll just take off from the hood of my car. So the other thing, Jim, if I put the Ace Pro here, I'm going to angle it back a little bit so that it's kind of, so that I don't get these blades in the shot. I feel like if I do a mono view, I'm just going to allow the blades in the shot. But as you guys can see, these blades literally go right in front of the camera. Like there's no way around it. Whereas the original blades were kind of like here on the side, and so the duct would come out like this. But since these blades have to be so far apart because they're 5 inches, so they don't hit each other right here, this blade had to be back here, this blade had to be up front here, and because of where, like, they had to balance the top of the drone. So that's kind of why this is where they had to put the props. But the fact that you can put a GoPro mounted on top is pretty cool. I also like that these 2 screws are here. So if I wanted to improve this design, I could add to it. I could even drill a hole in the carbon fiber and add another screw, and maybe do a 4-point harness or something like that. So yeah, let's zoom in and we'll just kind of, oh, yeah. We can get some real close-ups here. So this is what the motors look like. This is what the antenna, this is all out of focus now though. But as you can see, it gives me like this little kind of battery safety guard. The GoPro mount, this part is TPU, so it's like the squishy material and like, or rubbery material. And then this is straight up carbon fiber. And it looks like it's CNC cut, not like 3D printed carbon fiber. But you can see that like there's not really any scratches on the original AVATA body. The original AVATA. So I feel like it's a pretty good deal. I'm happy with it. It's one of those things that, like, I'm starting to get tired of camera drones because they all kind of do the same thing now. But this is kind of a little fun toy that I get to experiment with. So so Dusty, these are the props. They are I don't recognize. Oh, is it 5-inch or 4.9? They are 5.1-inch diameters. And the reason I bought these is these are the exact blades that they sent me. I just got more. And so, but they're the Jim Fan Hurricanes 51466 version 2, 3 blades. So I have a feeling that with this information right here, all I need to know is the diameter of the screw. So on these blades, you've got this hole right here. So I need to make sure that whatever blades I get are that size. And then I think I just can't go any larger than 5 inches. So that's, so, so anyway, so yeah, that's about all I have to talk about tonight. Dusty, I'll be interested when we talk in a couple weeks to hear your thoughts on the AVATA. And I might interview you for the channel and just get your opinion from coming from an FPV standpoint on what the AVATA is like. But yeah, that's about it. That's about everything I have for today. Yeah, just working on the website. I made a cool video. I wonder if I can show that to you guys. Well, I'm not going to show it tonight. I made a looping video. I don't know if you guys remember when I went to the Smoky Mountains and I flew. It was like a 20-minute it was a mission over a golf course using waypoints and the DJI Mavic 3 Classic. And so I took a really cool shot of that, and that's going to be the background video for my website. And so I had to figure out how to make a looping video. And so all I did was I took the video, it's like 40-second clip, and then I cut it right in the middle, and then I moved the back end to the front end. So I knew that once the end of that video would go straight into the beginning of the video, it would be seamless. And then right in the middle, I put a little cross dissolve. And so I was pretty happy with how I came up with that. So yeah, Dusty, you don't have to be on my channel. It's okay. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm closing the live stream. So let's go ahead and finish that. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will catch you on the next video. Stay tuned for more videos on the AVATA mod. Hopefully I'll get my remote controller in. It said I would get them in Thursday, but it didn't ship today at all. So Adorama I'm getting it used from Adorama, and usually they're pretty good, but I bought it off eBay through Adorama, and I probably should have just bought it from Adorama. But anyway, so yeah, have a wonderful week, y'all. This has been the longest ending I've ever done, I think. Peace out.